Welcome back to Crypto Spaces, back with another Monad update and another potential massive gem for you guys on in the Monad ecosystem, right? So Monad climbing up, right? I told you guys 100,000 Monad at $1,850 is a great investment to make, in my opinion, because we could see price targets of $2 to $3 per Monad, right? And I've made a video to break that down. I hope that video blows up so I can make it like my default video on YouTube. Everybody sees what I said. You know, I'm the guy that predicted 100x on Monad, right? So, right now Monad at 230 mil circulating market cap, 2.12 billion FDV, and it's in a great spot. It's everyone on crypto Twitter hates it. They hated it. And it's climbing up. It's one of the only coins, an outlier, if you will, an outlier. One of the only coins that is being bullish in these market conditions, right? That we see. This is one of the only ones. Everything else is bleeding to Bitcoin. Even if Bitcoin gets a little bit bullish, they're still bleeding to it. But Monad is not one of them. It's not, right? So we're doing pretty good on Monad right now, man. We're doing pretty good. And to hop into the meme that I think is going to be great as well is Chog, right? The meme is called Chog, right? So this project is similar to like Pudgy Penguins, okay? It has an NFT collection that is going to go live soon, and they've already launched their IP coin, right? Their meme coin that is attached to their NFT collection, okay? Now if we take a look at Pengu, if you take a look at Pudgy Penguins, this is the biggest NFT collection in the space, as aside from CryptoPunks. You see, Pengu came out. It had a launch, and it was a massive launch. It went to 2.6 billion market cap at the launch, and then it bled down all the way to 300 mil market cap, and then it made another run straight up to 2.6 billion market cap. Now Pengu has ads all over. You know, you have toys in Walmart. They have luca netz, which is an amazing founder. So in my opinion, Pengu is always going to be a great buy. But I'm bringing up Pengu to show you guys the type of upside that Chog has, because it falls in line with that whole NFT community, right? It falls in line with, like, you know, making Web3 fun for Web2 investors with cute mascots, with, you know, very cute toys and stuff like that. That's what Chog is doing, right? So I think the potential for Chog's upside is very massive. And if you take a look at the Chog chart, right, I should have brought it to you guys at the bottom at 1.7, 1.6 mil market cap, you know, but you know, it's a ton of work to do content, man. It really is. So I'm not the best at getting the exact bottom of coins, but it's still at a good entry right now, especially with Mon climbing up. If you take a look at the Mon chart on chain, it had the run, then it pulled back, everyone gave up. The whales bought at 17 cent from Mon, and now it's starting to climb back up. Well, guess what? Chog is doing the same pattern. But this is the thing, Chog is like Mon on leverage, right? Chog is like Monad on leverage, right? It had its launch, you know, snipers got in, people got some great gains off this move. It fell back down, formed a bottom at 1.5, 1.6 million, even 1.4 million. Right now it's starting to climb up just like the Monad chart, right? What's interesting as well, I think you guys could see this, Chog is at 33%, right? And Monad is at 12%, right? So Chog is like a 3x leverage on Monad, basically. Monad right here is up 12%, Chog is up 33%. So Chog is like, again, 3x leverage on Monad, right? Yeah, you could say 3x leverage, right? Because, you know, it's like having leverage without actually getting liquidated, right? So Chog is like exposure to Monad on leverage without being able to get liquidated, basically, right? That's why buy memes on the respective ecosystem, because once the layer 1 itself as a coin does extremely well, so does the great memes on it. Not every meme, but the great ones do, right? And Chog is one of the great ones, right? So it's number 3 trending on deck screen, and it's climbing up right now. It's at 2.5 million market cap, okay? I think that's a great entry. I think, you know, you could get 100,000 Chog, right? $250 gets you 100,000 Chog right now. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. Don't go too crazy, right? $250 can't break the bank. It really can't. I don't think that's gonna take anybody out the game, right? I'm not telling you to put 25K in Chog or $2,500 in Chog. No, just 250 or $253 in Chog right now. $253 in Chog gets you 100,000 Chog tokens. Now, what kind of price targets could we see for Chog? It really depends on Mon being you know, a massive runner, right? But let's take a look at the Twitter first, and I'll break down the price targets, right? So Chog, mascot of Monad, has 94.3k followers on X, right? That is massive for a project in crypto, right? 94.3k followers on X. And it's also massive for Monad being a new chain. That means the community here has been building before, you know, the Monad launch and the launch of the coin. They've been building for a while. They didn't just launch the coin on some special news or something. No, they've been building for a while, because they've been a part of the Monad ecosystem for the years that Monad has been building, but they just recently launched the coin after Monad's release, right? So as you take a look, they're gonna be doing things like gifts. You see how Pudgy Penguins have their gifts? They're gonna be doing gifts, right? Or gifs to spread that awareness to retail, right? So retail could you know, pay attention to Chog, right? They're gonna do different partnerships with video games and NFT collections, right? They have their own NFT collection that will be released as well, right? They I think they also have toys. They have toys. I didn't want to show a girl's butt on the video, but they have toys, right? As you can see, right? So it's pretty much like Pudgy Penguins. It's like the Pudgy Penguins of Monad, right? And I think Pudgy Penguins is gonna pull a dogecoin move in the future, right? And if Pudgy Penguins goes to you know, 10 to 50 to 60 bill market cap in the future, who's to say Chog can't get to, you know, 500 mil to 1 bill market cap in the future, right? That is extremely possible. So with Chog, this is going down to the price prediction now. With Chog, let's say Chog in the future gets to $1 billion in market cap from here, right? From here, have $1 billion, you divide that by 2.5 million, exactly that. That is a 400x move, right? When I made the thumbnail, it was at, you know, 1918. That's when I entered 1918 before I made the video. So it would be a 500x move, right? From when I entered, you know, I entered around 1.7, 1.8 million from when I entered, but it would have been a 500x from the thumbnail that I entered. But from here, it's a 400x, right? So you have $250 in Chog. You times that by 400, how much is that? Boom, 100K. 6 figures, $100,000 from $250 invested. This is why we are in crypto. This is why we are here, okay? We're not here for baby ants pumps. This is why we're in crypto. This is why people come to crypto for outperformance like this, right? So $250 in Chog goes to $1 billion market cap. That's $100,000, and I truly think that's possible. As I broke it down for you, Chog is like the Pudgy Penguins of Monad. And do I think Monad will be extremely successful? Yes, I do. So do I think Chog will be extremely successful? Yes, I do, right? And again, the chart looks exactly like Monad, man. Monad had its launch, you know, after the ICO, it pulled back, believers gave up, whales bought the lows, and now it's starting to climb up, okay? Same thing with Chog, right? Had its launch, you know, everyone gave up because they're FOMOing in the green candles. The whales and the smart money, right, bought the lows, right? I should have bought 1.4 to be honest, but you know, I'm not perfect, right? But the whales, the smart money bought the lows, and it's starting to climb back up, okay? So 1 billion target for Chog is extremely possible, with Mon going to $2 to $3 from here, right? So that's basically Chog. Let me get your thoughts. As always, like the video. None of this is financial advice. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one.